Okay. All right. Now, today we are talking about thinning edges and bald spots. So I posted a poll on the page. I posted a poll on the page a few days ago and asked for you guys, or subscribers or people, to pick a topic from 3 topics, and this was the one that got the most votes. Okay, so I think that's a good idea. I'm going to try to do that every week, where I post a list of topics, a list of 3 topics, and you guys would just go on that community post and just vote for the topic that you would like to hear about, and then we'll do that. And we'll try to keep these lives on Thursdays. Thursday afternoon works best for me. Is if there's another time that you would prefer, let me know. Okay. All right. So if you are dealing with thinning edges, if you are dealing with bald spots that are making you feel less confident and frustrated, and you don't know why you're having these issues, then you are not alone. Okay. Today, I'm going to not only talk a little bit about the causes of these issues, but I'm going to give you some real actionable solutions. Okay. Some things that you can actually do. I'm going to give you some resources and links to those resources. I'm going to provide all that, so you'll have everything you need to get started if this is something that you want to try to remedy yourself, okay, without spending a bunch of money and being even more frustrated than you probably already are. Okay, so if you are new here, hello, my name is Kendra. I'm the founder of 180 Hair, and I help women over the age of 40 to transform their hair health using natural herbal hair care and a holistic approach to hair health. Okay, because hair health is not just what you put on your hair, but it's about your mindset, your habits, and your nutrition. So we look at the whole picture when it comes to hair health. All right, so I'm not just trying to sell you another product, although I do make some amazing products that are all natural. I really am more concerned about you getting the education and information that you need, so that you have the tools for your specific hair needs, for your specific hair journey. Okay. So today we are covering 3 things, or we're doing 3 things in today's live. Okay. We are looking at some common causes of thinning edges and bald spots, as well as some proven solutions. Like I said in the beginning, I'm going to give you some actionable things that you can do today, or whenever you're ready to get started, and then we'll do a Q&A at the end. So if you have questions, or if there's anybody on that has questions, we'll do a Q&A. Or if you have questions while I'm chatting, you can go ahead and put them in the comments, and then I will take a look at those at the end. We'll do the Q&A. All right, so before we jump into the solutions, which I know is probably what many of us want to talk about, we need to understand really quickly the causes, the root causes. All right. So it's important to understand the why, or the reason behind thinning edges and bald spots. Okay. We need to understand why. Now, there is probably 20 to 50 or more reasons why we can have these issues, but I'm going to tell you the top 5 that I've seen in my many years of working with women that have dealt with these issues. Okay. So I'm just going to do 5. The first and foremost is always the one that we think is not a big deal, and that is tight styles, tight hairstyles. And I could say tight protective styles, but it doesn't even have to be a protective style. It could just be a tight hairstyle, period. So specifically, we're talking about braids, weaves, or even ponytails, which a ponytail is not a protective style. But if it's done too tightly, it can cause tension on the edges. It can lead to traction alopecia. Traction alopecia is just a form of hair loss around the edges. This happens when there is constant tension and damage to the hair follicle. Okay. Now, traction alopecia is actually reversible if you catch it early enough, but if you continue with the same tight hairstyles or poor hair habits, it can damage the follicle permanently. Okay, the second thing is going to be hormonal changes. All right, so if you're dealing with menopause or perimenopause, fluctuating estrogen levels, okay, these things can slow down your hair growth and even cause shedding. All right, so that's another thing that I see. And remember, most of my customers are over the age of 40. So we're talking our 40s, 50s, 60s, even 70s. Okay. And at this age, we can go through these hormonal changes. Okay. And so that's where I see a lot of the shedding and the hair loss is once we get to a certain age and our hormones and estrogen levels and things like that begin to change. Hormonal changes can also happen during pregnancy. All right. So just remember that. The third thing is stress. Okay. So if you did not know, you should know that stress can send your hair into the resting phase a lot sooner, okay, than it normally would if you were not under stress. And this would lead to some thinning and shedding as well. So yes, stress can cause hair loss. Stress can cause hair loss, okay? Also, the fourth reason, or the fourth cause that I see for hair loss is nutritional deficiency. All right, so when we are lacking basic vitamins and nutrients, basic minerals and vitamins like iron, vitamin D, protein, all of these can be a major culprit. I can go through the list of deficiencies, or the list of vitamins and minerals that we should be getting. But instead of doing that, I would just say, if you are not eating a moderately healthy diet with your fruits and vegetables and the things that you know you should be eating, and you are experiencing hair loss, that could be a reason. Okay. And not only will lacking, if by the time you are losing hair because of nutritional deficiencies, you are probably having issues in other parts of your body as well. It's possible. Okay. I'm not a medical professional, but I'm just saying your body is going to prioritize all of your vitamins, your minerals, your nutrients to your major organs. Your hair growth cycle, your hair is not a major organ. So if you are experiencing hair loss due to a lack of vitamins and nutrients, then there are probably other parts of your body that is suffering as well from this lack of nutritional, or these nutritional deficiencies. Okay. And then the fifth reason is scalp health issues. Okay. So scalp health issues are things like buildup, inflammation, dryness, different things on the scalp that can block or clog your hair follicles. This will stunt hair growth. All right. So those are the 5 things: tight styles, hormonal issues, stress, nutritional deficiencies, and then issues with your scalp health. That's why I talk about scalp health so much. I have so many videos on scalp health. I have an entire playlist on my channel about scalp health, and that is for a reason. Scalp health is going to be your foundation. Okay. Among the other things that I listed, you always want to focus on your scalp. That's where the hair grows from. Okay. So that's where you should be focusing. All right. So if you have any other causes of hair loss that you've noticed other than the 5 that I've mentioned, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Okay. Go ahead and leave them in the chat. And I want to hear from you. Like, what are some things that you have experienced that have caused hair loss? Even if it's some of the things that I've mentioned, let me hear your story. Okay. It may be something that can help someone else. Okay. So now let's get into some solutions. All right. These are some things that you can actually do to help restore thinning edges and fill in bald spots. All right. This is where some of the magic is going to happen for you, but there is a catch. There is always a catch. It is going to take commitment. So I want you to grab a notebook, grab a pen and paper or something, and take some notes. I will have all of the information that I am giving you today in a PDF file, okay, that you can grab and get all of I'm going to give you some recipes. I'm going to give you some product recommendations, and some other things that'll be helpful. If you want to just grab that PDF file, I will have it available at the end of this live. Okay. But here we go. So again, I talked about your scalp care being the foundation of your hair health or your hair growth. All right. So let's talk about the foundation, treating the foundation. One thing I want you to consider doing is a scalp detox. And I want you to consider doing this weekly. If your scalp has buildup or clogged follicles, your hair will not grow optimal. You will not get the optimal growth from your hair if your follicles are clogged. Because just think that if your follicles are clogged, then the hair can't grow through. Simple as that. Okay, it is not that difficult. It's not rocket science. If your follicles are clogged, the hair cannot go through. Your hair grows up through the follicle. Okay. All right. So how do you know if you have scalp buildup or clogged follicles? Because that would be my question. Like, okay, Kendra, you want me to do a weekly scalp detox, but how do I even know if I need that? So here's some ways that you can tell. Here is 6 ways you can tell, actually, if you have scalp buildup or clogged follicles. 6 things you can check for. So if you have a flaky or greasy scalp, so flakes that aren't dry, if you have flakes that are dry, that's usually dandruff, okay? If these flakes are waxy or sticky flakes, this could indicate product buildup. If you have a greasy or oily feeling that doesn't go away even after you shampoo or cleanse your scalp, this could mean that there's excess sebum trapped with products or dirt. Okay, so that's one way. Greasy, flaky or a greasy scalp is one indication of scalp buildup or clogged follicles. All right. Another way you could tell if you have scalp buildup is itching or discomfort. All right. So if you're noticing that you are persistently itching, even after you shampoo, this can be a sign of buildup that's irritating the scalp. This can also be a sign of something like contact dermatitis, which can be difficult to get rid of once you get it. But I would definitely take note of that if you are noticing like, man, my scalp is more itchy than normal. Could be scalp buildup or clogged follicles, indicating that you need to do a detox. The third reason, or the third sign of scalp buildup or clogged follicles is going to be your hair looks or feels heavy. All right, so what do I mean? If your hair looks dull or it feels like it's weighed down, it doesn't respond well to styling products. If you ever put styling products on your hair and it's like, man, my hair is not doing anything, or it's not doing what it's supposed to do, it could be an indication that you have a clogged scalp. Another thing, slow hair growth. Okay, we talked about that in the beginning. If your hair is growing slower than usual or shedding more than expected, remember your hair naturally sheds every day, so do expect some shedding. But if you notice that it's more than normal, this could be an indication of clogged follicles, limiting your hair growth. Okay. A clogged follicle will also not produce a strong, healthy strand anyway, or a follicle that's not getting nutrients will not. When I say things like you're not getting optimal growth, that means it's not growing to its full potential. Okay, it may be growing, but it's weak. It may be growing, but it breaks off because it's not reaching the full growth phase. Okay. So I'm getting tongue tied. A clogged follicle could lead to slow hair growth. The next thing is unusual odor. So if you smell like a sour smell or a musty smell coming from your scalp, despite you cleansing your scalp, this can be a result of like trapped bacteria or buildup. Okay. Because once that starts to build up, it does have a smell. Okay. So if you're noticing like a sour or a musty smell coming from your scalp, it could be bacteria. All right. And then another thing, acne or pimples on the scalp. So small bumps or pimples or inflammation are often signs of clogged follicles. Think about your skin. If you get pimples or bumps or inflammation on your face, it's usually something that is clogged in your pores. Okay, so it's going to be the same thing for your scalp. Those are things you need to check for. So I just gave you 6 ways to know if you have scalp buildup or clogged follicles and why you would need to do a detox. Now, here's a couple of ways you can check for this buildup at home. Do a tissue test. So take a clean tissue or a cotton pad and rub it along your scalp. Okay, especially near the crown, which is up here, or your edges. Okay, if it comes away with grease or residue, then there may be buildup. Okay, so that's one way you can check. Also, inspect your scalp. So part your hair in several places and check your scalp under some really good lighting. Look for residue, look for flakes, look for a shiny, waxy layer. This could indicate buildup. Like I said, get you a really good light. On Amazon, they have some really cool microscopes you can buy that are relatively cheap. And you can, get it, they connect to your phone. So you would look at your scalp under this, cool looking handheld microscope, and the picture of it will be on your phone, and you can look at your scalp that way. And then feel the texture. So run your fingers through your scalp after washing. If your scalp is clean, it should feel smooth and fresh, not sticky or oily. So a lot of times when we shampoo our hair, we are only shampooing our hair. When you shampoo, you need to also focus on your scalp. Okay, that is where most of the dirt and oil and stuff built up is on your scalp. So when you are shampooing, get yourself one of those little shampoo brushes or scalp massaging brushes. You can get those at the Dollar Tree. You don't have to buy anything fancy or crazy. You just want something that can get in there and massage your scalp and break up some of that oil and dirt that you can't see. Okay. And then, okay, we got that. So to prevent the scalp buildup, something that you can do is use like a clarifying shampoo once a month. That's helpful. Avoid using too many heavy products. Again, a lot of my customers use a lot of products because most of the time they are African American. Our hair tends to be a little bit more on the thicker side. Our texture is a little bit more coily. It can handle a lot more heavier oils and creams, but we still need to make sure we are cleansing our hair regularly to so that we don't get this buildup. And then, of course, like I said, thoroughly rinsing your scalp, thoroughly cleansing your scalp if you know that you apply products a lot. And then your weekly scalp massages. Okay, I'll talk about that a lot as well. This just helps to promote natural exfoliation and blood circulation to the scalp. Okay, now moving on. So now we know we got some information already. You got root causes of thinning edges and bald spots. I gave you 5 root causes. I gave you signs of scalp buildup and clogged follicles. You got 6 signs for scalp buildup and clogged follicles. Because I tell people sometimes you may have scalp buildup. And people are like, well, how do I know? I just gave you 6 reasons, 6 ways to know. And then I give you 3 ways to check. Okay, 3 things that you can do to check. Now I want to talk about detoxing the scalp. This is, if you answered yes to any of those 6 things that I mentioned, okay, if you notice any of those signs, at least 2, if you got at least 2 of those signs, your scalp is probably in need of a detox. All right. Now I say weekly. You should do this weekly if you can. Okay, don't stress yourself out if you can't. But preferably, the worse your condition is, I would say do it weekly. If you can do it once a month, that's great. Okay, so something that we need to talk about today is an ingredient that I have not talked about in a while, I don't think, and that's bentonite clay. Okay, so I'm going to give you a simple recipe to use bentonite clay and apple cider vinegar. All right. Now, why do we need to use bentonite clay? It deep cleanses and detoxifies. Okay, this is great. Bentonite clay is great for your skin. It's a great deep cleanser and detoxifier. It helps to pull out impurities. So I love to use that. Even I take bentonite clay sometimes internally. So you mix it with a little bit of water and you drink it. It helps to detox. It helps to draw out the impurities from your body. Okay. But on your scalp, it can help to balance sebum production. That means it's going to regulate the oil production. This is great for people that have a really oily scalp. It helps to remove any debris. It helps to unclog the follicles. It helps to prevent scalp issues. It helps to soothe and calm the scalp. It has lots of anti-inflammatory properties. It helps to relieve scalp conditions. It helps to promote a healthy scalp biome. So that's all of the bacteria and the fungus that you don't want on your scalp. It helps to balance that out, and then it restores your scalp's pH. Okay. So I'm going to give you a link to a bentonite clay brand that I trust, that I've used, and that I like. I'll give you a link to that. It'll also be in the PDF that I'll provide after this live. But what you're going to do is just use a couple of tablespoons of that and a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. That's it. Okay, this is what you're going to use. You're going to mix that together. You're going to apply it to your scalp. Leave it on for 10 minutes, okay, because this is going to be kind of like a clay or like a mask, right? Leave it on your scalp for 10 minutes. You can massage it while it's sitting there, and then you'll rinse it out. Follow that with a hydrating conditioner to balance the moisture, because the bentonite clay, because it draws out impurities, because it does deep cleanse and detoxify, it can leave your scalp a little bit on the drier side, leave your hair and scalp a little bit on the drier side. But that's okay, because all you need to do is follow that process with a hydrating conditioner. Okay. You'll follow that with a hydrating conditioner, and that's going to help to balance the moisture. Now, another thing you can do, okay, now this is another thing you can do if you have thinning edges or bald spots, okay? Because we're going to assume that you need to deal with your scalp health, your follicles, all right? I just told you how to do a detox. I gave you a recipe for a detox. Now let's talk about scalp exfoliation. This is just something else you can do. You can exfoliate your scalp 1 to 2 times a month. So you wouldn't do this as often as you do a detox. If you can, I would just say let's do it 1 time a month, maybe twice a month. And this is just going to help to remove dead skin and build up also. I would start here if you think that it's not that bad, but you just kind of want to do a little exfoliation just for maintenance. I would start with the exfoliation before I move to the detox. All right. And this is another super simple recipe, and you probably got all of this stuff at home already. So you'll use brown sugar, olive oil, and tea tree oil. 3 ingredients that you probably already have. If you don't have brown sugar, you can use regular sugar. It's fine. I have any water over here, Lord. How did I get on live without water? So you can use brown sugar or regular sugar. And then a tablespoon of olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, avocado oil works, grapeseed oil works, coconut oil will work, and then tea tree oil. Everybody should have some tea tree oil at home. If by now you don't, shame on you. You should have several oils, and I'm going to tell you in a minute, like there's 3 oils I think you should have if you are dealing with scalp health or hair health issues. All right. So in this exfoliating recipe, you'll need 3 things: brown sugar, olive oil, and tea tree oil. All right. Most of us should have those things at home. Okay. This is another thing you're just going to massage into your scalp after you do your shampoo, and then you're going to just rinse it out. It's sugar. It's going to dissolve. It's not going to harm your hair or scalp in any way unless you have an allergy. If you have an allergy to sugar, olive oil, or tea tree oil, of course, do not do this recipe. All right, but this is just a simple exfoliation, especially if you are dealing with some balding in the crown. I would just kind of work that into that area. You can work that into your edges, and just do it 1 or 2 times a month. All right, because we always want to make sure that our scalp is healthy. That's the thing that I try to tell most people. We buy product after product after product, and we are just piling ingredients and everything on top of our hair and scalp without really understanding why we're doing it, if our scalp can even handle it, if our scalp is even clean, if it's even penetrating the scalp in the first place. Okay. A lot of times we have so much buildup on our scalp that the stuff we're adding on top of it is not even penetrating. So we want to start with a clean, healthy slate. All right. So after you've done those 2 things, you got your detox, you've done your exfoliation. Now I want you to think about doing a daily scalp refresh, keeping your scalp refreshed. That means spraying it daily with something that contains water. Okay, something that contains water. And what do I mean by water, or why do we care about water? Well, for hydration. Okay, hydration and nourishment. So I would take in our DIY hair care kit. There's It comes with 3 different herbs, but there's 2 herbs that I would recommend that you use for this refresh. All right, and that's the fenugreek and the hibiscus. So you would just soak the fenugreek and the hibiscus in distilled water. Soak it, let it soak overnight. Okay, let me show you the kit really quick here. I've shown this many times, but here it is. So this is the kit. You would take the fenugreek. Man, this light is crazy when I put something up to my face. Hold on, y'all. Let me let the light get back. Okay, so let's do it this way. You would take the fenugreek. You would take the hibiscus, a tablespoon of each of these, okay? Or a teaspoon. It just depends on how much you want to use. The kit also comes with a bottle. Comes with a little spray bottle. Okay, so, you can make more than what will fit in this bottle if you're going to use this every day. But just these 2 ingredients, let them soak in about a cup of water overnight. Okay, a tablespoon of each or a teaspoon of each in a cup of water overnight, and use that to spray on your scalp. Okay, it's that simple. I'm giving y'all all the tools of things you can either purchase from me or purchase from wherever you want to purchase it, but you can't say you don't know. Also, another great way to do a scalp refresh is with our Spray and Go Hydrating Mist. This is also available on the website 180hair.com. This is a product that does very well for hydrating the hair and scalp. It smells amazing. It's all natural ingredients. Okay, it has aloe, rose water, hibiscus. It has a little bit of avocado oil, some vegetable glycerin, and some essential oils. So if you don't want to do the DIY thing, then I've already created something that will be great for you to use. Okay, that's your scalp refreshing, your scalp hydration. This helps to keep your follicles hydrated and nourished. Okay, so moving on. Edge specific care. So let's talk specifically about those edges. Now, all of the things that I just mentioned, you can use on your scalp, any part of your scalp. All right. But if we want to talk specifically about your edges, you want to strengthen them and protect them. Okay. Strengthen and protect your edges. So castor oil, a thin layer of castor oil on your edges at night is great. Okay. Now I know you do it at night and then the castor oil gets on your pillowcase. Then, tie a satin scarf around your edges prior to that. Castor oil is not the most beautiful smell in the world. It does have this nutty scent to it that a lot of people don't like. It's very thick and it can be kind of sticky, but it has a very low comedogenic rating, which means it penetrates very easily compared to most oils, even though it's very thick. So castor oil is a great oil to use for hair regrowth. All right. And you don't need to use a lot. Okay. It also helps to stimulate blood flow and stimulate the hair at the root. So I would recommend having castor oil on deck all the time, along with your tea tree oil. Okay. And then, of course, the obvious things, you're going to avoid your tight hairstyles, avoid the ponytails and braids. Just opt for styles that do not cause additional tension to your scalp, to your hair follicles. I've seen so many times where women are coming to me asking questions about their hair and scalp health. I answer the questions, I give them the information that they need, but they are not willing, believe it or not, they're not willing to change their hair habits. They're not willing to change their hair habits. Okay, so that's something that that's why I said in the beginning, it takes commitment. That's the catch. It takes commitment. And then your scalp massaging. So same thing with the castor oil and the tea tree or even peppermint oil. Just mix those two things together and then gently massage it into your edges. Do that for 5 minutes a day. So you're doing two things. You're giving yourself a scalp massage, which helps to stimulate blood flow to the scalp, and then you are adding nutrients to your scalp, to your follicles. Okay, you're adding nutrients. So the scalp massaging is going to be great. Opt for 5 minutes minimum. 5 minutes. You can do 10. Do 10. You can do your scalp massage while you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix. You can do your scalp massage while you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix. All right. Or have one of your kids do it. If you got small children or grandchildren, make them babies put some castor oil on your edges and massage it. Okay, they ain't doing nothing else but playing games and on their phone. Make them get to work. Give them $1. So I give you $1. Give you a little $1 or $2 if you massage my scalp. All right. Okay. So let's also talk about nutrition. All right. Let's talk about nutrition. I would not be doing my part if I left this out. All right. So we just want to focus on the nutrient boost. Okay. Your hair thrives on nutrients. Your hair is just not growing on, nothing, on air. Your hair needs nutrients. The follicles needs nutrients. So let's focus on essential things like your iron, your zinc, your fatty acids. You can even drink herbal teas. The herbs that come in this kit, I wouldn't drink fenugreek. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't. You drink whatever you want to drink. But these two, you can make a tea. You can make a nettle tea. All right. You can make a fenugreek tea. I mean, a hibiscus tea. Okay. 1 teaspoon in 1 cup of hot water. Let it steep for about 5 minutes and then put you a little honey in it. Drink it. Done. Okay. These are rich in silica and antioxidants. They help to strengthen the hair from the inside out. All right. So I would definitely drink those. I love to drink hibiscus tea. I love the way hibiscus smells. This is one of my favorite flowers. I have hibiscus growing in my garden. I just love the way the flower looks. I love the way it smells. I even love the way the dried petals smell. And I drink it. I have hibiscus teas that I drink. And I don't even really drink it for the nutrients. I just like the flavor. Okay. But I also get the nutrients because, they're in there. Okay. So again, your nutrition is going to be important. You will definitely need nutrition for hair health. Okay. And the more you are giving your body the nutrients that it needs, the healthier your hair can grow. So again, your iron, your zinc, your omega fatty acids, and then think about incorporating things like herbal teas. So after you have a meal, this is the best time to drink a tea, is after you've had your meal for the evening. Drink your herbal tea. You can also do it first thing in the morning in replace of your coffee. I mean, it's not going to give you a caffeine boost like coffee, but it is much healthier and it is giving your body the nutrients and the minerals that it needs for hair health. Okay. All right. And again, everything that I've talked about today, I know it's been a lot. I am going to provide a PDF or a file that you can grab that has all of this information along with my recommended products and the recipes that I've given you, so that everything is just in one file. You can download it right to your phone, your tablet, your computer, and you have everything that you need if you want to try any of these tips. Okay. So we talked about nutrition. Hey, Miss Wilma. Hey. Thank you for joining. All right. So we're still talking about treatments for thinning edges and bald spots. And before we move forward, I just want y'all to see my cute little tree. My cute little tree that is not decorated. Okay, so y'all don't talk about my tree. I haven't put the decorations. The decorations are sitting in a box somewhere over there. I have not decorated the tree yet. I just pulled it out the attic And I said, let me at least do step one. Step one is put the tree in the spot. so, so that's that. I just wanted to shout out my little Christmas tree. It's up. She ready to get cute. She ain't cute yet. So y'all just maybe by the next live, she will have all the decorations and gifts and stuff. So it'll look more Christmassy. She'll look more Christmassy. But anyway, like I said, we are talking about thinning edges and bald spots, and talking about some talking about some treatments and some recipes. Okay, so I want to give you guys another quick little two more recipes. Okay, and again, two of these you can find the ingredients in our 180, the DIY botanical kit or the DIY hair care kit. So I want you to think about also using a light oil. Okay, so we're going to take some fenugreek seeds. Again, like I said, these items are in the kit. Fenugreek and nettle. So you'll use these two herbs, as I mentioned, and you will soak these in your carrier oil of choice. My carrier oil of choice when making these blends is always going to be rice bran oil. I love that oil because it is a thinner oil. It's full of nutrients. It's great for scalp health. Okay. I'll have a link to a specific brand that you can grab on Amazon if you are interested. But you'll just warm the oil in a little bit of on low heat, and then strain it, and then apply it to your scalp 2 or 3 times a week. Just massage it in. This is in addition to the other recipe that I gave you earlier with the castor oil and the peppermint oil. Okay. You can also use yogurt and honey. Okay. This is like a deep conditioner. And it has to be regular Greek yogurt, not yogurt that's full of sugar and fake fruit. Okay. I'm talking about plain Greek yogurt, no sugar. Plain Greek yogurt and honey. You can mix those together. You can even add a little bit of herb to that. So if you have some dried herbs or some like the hibiscus that's in the kit or whatever you have, make a paste, apply it to your hair after you shampoo your hair, leave it in for about 30 minutes and rinse. Okay, so this is going to strengthen your hair and scalp. It's going to add shine to your hair as well. Okay, so again, these are just things that we can do with ingredients that we already have at home. I'm very much so an advocate for you using natural ingredients that you already have in your kitchen. Okay, your kitchen, I say this, that your kitchen should also be a medicine cabinet. Your kitchen should also have medicinal things in there that you can just grab it and use it for healing. Okay, not just for your hair, but other things as well. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that I was going to tell you that there are some oils that everybody should have at home. If you don't have them, you should have them after this. You should have them after this live. Okay, now I don't sell essential oils yet. That is in the works for me to start an essential oil line. I'm actually working with some companies to try to get that started, but I will again link to some brands that are great, that I think, you know, are actually giving you what they're saying you're getting, and not just a blend, but you're actually getting the real deal. I'll leave links to that. But peppermint oil is good because it stimulates the blood flow and revitalizes follicles. I know people like to use peppermint oil because it gives them that cooling feel. We don't want to use too much of that because we don't want to get desensitized. Don't want our skin to get desensitized. I know we like that cooling sensation, but that cooling sensation is doing nothing. Okay, what's happening is you are getting the blood flow being stimulated to your scalp, and helps to revitalize your follicles. Okay. Also, rosemary oil. Rosemary oil is great because it helps with new growth. Okay, rosemary oil mimics or is very similar to minoxidil, which is the over-the-counter product that you can buy for hair growth. Minoxidil is the product that once you use it, you got to use it for the rest of your life. Or if you don't, your hair will fall back out. So rosemary oil is another one. Tea tree oil is another one. So you should have peppermint, rosemary, and tea tree. Those are the oils that everybody should have at least a half milliliter bottle somewhere in your house, okay? Because you only need a few drops of these. Whether you're making DIY project, whether you're using it for something else, these oils, you only need a few drops. So just having a small bottle should be good enough, okay? Now, also something that I want you to consider is a scalp massage tool. So this is another thing that I want to provide on the site. And I have some here. One second. I got one. And these are cool. I like these because you can add oil to them. Okay. So this is one that I'm thinking about actually selling. All right. So you would just open the little top here, pour the oil in that little orifice or in that little spot there. Put the top back on real good because you don't want your oil to come out, right? And this has a little USB or a little charging port, okay? So because it's electric, and you charge it up. And then here is your little scalp massagers, okay? These are metal. They don't really, they have a little bit of movement, okay? So you would use that. Let's see if it's charged. Yeah. And then it has a little infrared light. So you're getting a little infrared. I don't know how infrared this is really, or if it's just a red light. You know, I'm not a scientist to test that, but these are vibrating. So you would just basically have your oil in here, and as you press, the oil is released, okay? And then you just kind of use this to massage your scalp. And I think these are really cool because it takes a lot of the work out of it. This isn't one of the better ones, okay? You can turn the infrared part off, and you can turn the vibrating part. If you don't like the way the vibrating part feels, you can turn that off and just do it manually without that part. Okay. But yes, I think these are very cool. These are a very good option. This is a good one, like I said, but there are better ones. Okay. And these even come with like a little charging thing that you could use to charge it up. And yeah, you would do this daily. I talked about doing a scalp massage 5 minutes a day. This will be your 5 minutes. Okay. Your little 5-minute a day investment. All right. I think this one was probably about 20 bucks. Okay. This would probably be the price if I was to provide these on the site. That would be the price for those. Okay. I do have other examples, but today is not about scalp massages, so I'll move on. But that's just an idea of something that you can do to increase the circulation and the blood flow to your scalp. Okay. All right. So one other thing I want to talk about is doing lifestyle changes. Okay. Now this is again in regards to your hair loss or thinning edges and bald spots. Lifestyle changes are going to make the difference. Okay. When I talk about lifestyle changes, I'm talking about stress. I'm talking about exercise. I'm talking about hydration. Okay. Stress-induced hair loss is real. And we know that. Stress-induced hair loss is real. So try to incorporate some meditation into your routine if you're into that. I know everybody is not into meditation. Deep breathing exercises, going for walks, exercising 3 to 4 times a week. Most people know that exercise is very important to me. I exercise 4 to 5 times a week in the mornings. That's definitely a way to help to release some of that negative energy that can be related to stress. And of course, hydration. Being dehydrated affects your hair too. I feel like in the winter time, we don't drink as much water as we would in the summer. Okay, you need to drink the same amount of water year round. If you are not a heavy or big water drinker, then drink water heavy fruits like cucumbers, oranges, strawberries. You can even add these fruits to your water to kind of give it a little flavor, if you would. Okay. So just remember that. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. How much water should you drink? I would say take your body weight, divide it in half, and drink that much water in ounces. Okay? Take your body weight, divide it in half, and drink that much water in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should be drinking 100 ounces of water a day. Just, just saying. Okay? All right, moving on. So now we're going to get to the questions. So if you have questions, now will be the time to put it in the chat. I see my moderator is in full effect. Thank you so much, Ms. Wilma. I'm going to see if there are questions or comments, but if you guys that are on here also would go ahead and hit that like button. I see that there's a few people on. If you have not hit the like button, please do so at this time. Okay. And I'm going to look at the chat here. Okay, so Miss Wilma says, I love hibiscus tea. Yes, I do too. That is one of my favorite teas to drink. It's great to drink in the evening after a meal. You say cute Christmas tree. Yes, girl, she cute. She gonna be even more cuter when I get her decorated. Mr. Bill Clinton, hello, how are you, sir? My favorite tea tree oil and peppermint and lavender. Yes. So lavender is a great oil for the scalp too. It has that calming effect. I love to put lavender oil in my humidifier at nighttime. It's definitely very calming. I would say that's another good oil to have. Bill Clinton, I use oil for a different purpose. What do you use your oil for? Oh, he says door hinges. Okay. Okay. Subscribe, like, feel free to share. Yes, please do so. Feel free to subscribe, like, and share. Ms. Wilma says, I've been using Botana oil and it's really helping my hair growth as well. Yes. We talked a little bit about Botana oil. I don't know what live we were on, but I'm sure we were talking about scalp health because I'm talking about scalp health all the time. But yes. Sorry, y'all. Botana oil is very good for the scalp. Why is this not working? Really helping my hair growth as well. Yes. And Botana oil, I think I've heard people refer to it as like liquid gold. Okay. It comes from it's what do I want to say? The hair growth component. The hair growth component. It helps to nourish the follicles, of course. It helps to stimulate growth, of course. It also helps to revive dormant follicles. Okay. It's very good for strengthening the hair, adding softness and shine. It moisturizes moisturizes and hydrates. So if you have hair that's prone to being dry and brittle, it's going to help to lock in moisture. It's going to help your scalp if it's dry. If you have flakes, Botana oil is good for that. And it's really not even an oil. It's like a solid. It doesn't look like an oil. It's like a solid. So it's great. It's a great oil. You can use it as a scalp treatment. You can use it as a hair mask, as a leave-in. You can dab it on your edges. A small amount is needed. It's fine. I like it, especially if you have coarse hair or high porosity hair. Like I said, hair that's dry and brittle. Thinning, it's going to be great. You want to make sure to look for Botana oil that's pure and unrefined. You want a reputable supplier. As with any oil, it needs to be pure, unrefined. Okay. Be cautious of imitation products labeled as botana oil because they could be diluted or synthetic. That's why I always say vet your suppliers. Most of the time when I give, all of the time when I give you a link that's to a product, maybe on Amazon, because I know a lot of people use Amazon. Amazon does have some good sellers. Amazon has gotten a bad rap from me in the past because I'm always like, it's fake suppliers on Amazon. Well, there are some really good suppliers, and I usually like to buy from companies that the company that owns the brand, if they are selling on Amazon, then I like to buy from them. So for example, Plant Therapy is an essential oil brand. Okay, Plant Therapy makes essential oils. If Plant Therapy has a store on Amazon, I buy from that store. I don't buy from ABC we love oils company on Amazon, okay, that are selling different brands. I try to stick to the brand that makes the product that's selling the product on Amazon, if that makes sense. Okay. So also, Ms. Wilma, you can combine your botana oil with your favorite essential oils. If you have tea tree or lavender, this can just give you a little boost and some additional scalp stimulation. So feel free to experiment with these oils. Sometimes they work even better if you add or if you incorporate, additional nutrients into them. But it's a very powerful natural solution. I would say go for it. Keep using it. If it's working for you, keep using it. And she says, I buy mine from Honduras. It smells like coffee. I'm in the parking lot of Hobby Lobby. Just left having lunch with sister. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I hope all is well. And thank you so much for joining us in the parking lot of Hobby Lobby, friend. Thank you so much. Okay. Are there any other questions? If you have a struggle, if you are dealing with anything, let me know in the chat if we need to share some targeted tips. Here are some questions that I get asked a lot. One is, how long does it take to regrow my edges? How long is it going to take to regrow my edges? And I usually get that question if people buy any of my hair growth products. Like one of the products that one of my signature products is the Balm Hair and Scalp Treatment. Okay. People purchase this and ask, how long is it going to take to grow my edges? Well, my friend, isn't that the question that we all want the answer to? And then I also have the balm in the liquid form as well. And so honestly, it depends on the severity of the damage. Okay. But with consistency, as I always say, you can see improvement in 2 to 3 months. When I say improvement is not always going to be growth at first. Sometimes improvement is going to be my scalp is healthier. Sometimes improvement is going to be my hair is not brittle anymore, or my hair feels stronger, or my hair is thicker. Okay, so you have to just give it time and trust the process. Yes, trust the process. Okay, some people can see results in 2 weeks. Some people it takes 2 to 3 months. Remember, everybody's hair is different. If it took 6 to 10 years of damage for your hair to fall out because of stuff that you did or whatever, then give it some time. Okay, you was patiently allowing yourself to do all these poor hair habits and your hair came out. Give yourself some time to reframe your mindset, your habits, and your nutrition to get your hair to grow back healthy. Okay. Another question is, can I still wear protective styles? Yes, you can, but make sure they're not too tight. Okay, the obvious. Take breaks, let your scalp breathe. We always want to make sure we give our hair a break in between. Okay. Even if you don't give your hair a break in between, at least make sure you are keeping your scalp clean and hydrated. Okay. Another question that I get is, what vitamins do you recommend? Y'all know I don't like hair growth vitamins. I don't like hair growth gummies. If anybody in here is taking a hair growth gummy, honey, throw it in the trash. I don't know. I'm just saying. I believe that if you can get your vitamins and your minerals from your food, do that first. Okay. I do like to take supplements, but when I do supplements, I supplement in either liquid form or powders. Okay. I rarely take pills. It's usually a liquid form or a powder. And I do minerals. So things like kelp powder is good. I usually take that daily. Chlorophyll, I take that daily in a liquid form. That's a great way to detox the body. And then it has those trace minerals in it that your body needs. Um, Eggs are good if you are a meat eater. Salmon, I hesitate to mention salmon because then I've heard that certain types of salmon is causing cancer. I don't even know. I don't even know what to eat half the time because it seems like as soon as I get on the trend of something that's supposed to be healthy, then I find out we ain't supposed to be eating that. So I don't know. I want a garden. That's all I'm saying. Grow a garden, start a garden if you can. Okay, I don't know, but yes, the stuff that I do know to eat is your omega 3s, your fatty acids, your iron, your silica, things like that, and you'll find those things in greens. And if you can't get organic leafy greens and vegetables where you are, then yes, you can supplement with things like I mentioned. I wouldn't I wouldn't purchase a lot of pill form vitamins. I just wouldn't do it. I would look for liquid form and powder. Liquid because your body's going to digest that a lot better. Pills, usually by the time it gets through your whole digestive tract, nothing got digested. So I always try to look for a liquid form. I always look for stuff that has been third party tested. Because if companies are taking the time, it costs money to get your supplements third party tested. If a company has done that, that means they are serious about making sure that you are getting good quality ingredients, and they're going to be very transparent about what is in their products. So try to go for third party testing. It's going to be on their label because if they paid all the money to get their stuff third party tested, they're going to want you to know. They're not trying to hide that. If I paid $10,000 for a company to come in and third party test my products, you going to know because I'm going to have it on. It's going to be on the label. Okay. It's going to be, you going to know. So I would go look for that. Okay. This woman says, I'm walking in Hobby Lobby right now. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. I think I've covered enough information to get you started. We talked about the root causes of thinning or thinning edges and bald spots. We talked about some solutions. I gave you some information on detoxing, on exfoliating, okay, and how to refresh your scalp to keep your scalp hydrated. I answered some questions that I normally get on a regular basis, but also remember patience and consistency are going to be key for your hair growth. Okay, so if you are ready to take the next step, there are a number of things that you can do. I have so many products and resources. I have an entire blog that has over 100 blog posts on all different topics concerning hair and scalp health. I have all natural products. I've shown these before, but here we go again. These are some of the products that are on the website. I have the OG. Okay, this is my number one selling hair growth treatment, the balm. I have that in the solid form and the liquid form. Those are currently in stock. Sadly, the moisture cream is out of stock. I don't know if I'm going to continue making that product. I'm still kind of deciding on that because of the shipping, the cost to ship. It's just a heavier product that is just difficult to ship it. And also the conditioning mist. This is great as a scalp refresher. And then I have the soothing scalp oil. So this has some cinnamon and peppermint in it. Remember, I talked about how important peppermint is for the scalp to stimulate blood flow. This also has some castor oil, rice bran oil, pumpkin seed oil, burdock root, clary sage, tea tree, lemongrass, vitamin E. This thing is amazing. Okay, this is amazing for scalp health. I would definitely recommend that. What else? We also have, and I showed this already, this is the botanical kit. So if you are into doing DIY, you want to make your own stuff, you want simple ingredients that doesn't take a lot of time, but it's also helping to educate you on what to use for your hair and how herbs and things like that work, then you can grab this kit. Excuse me, it comes with 3 herbs, it comes with some rosemary oil, it comes with 4 recipes that will help you to get started. It comes with a bunch of labels because labeling your blends is going to be important. It comes with a jar. This is a smaller, it comes with a bigger one than this, but you're going to get an empty amber jar. You're going to get 2 empty bottles. One of them is going to have a spray top. These are all reusable. Okay, you can clean those out and reuse them. That's also available. I also have and I didn't print it out, but I also have an ebook that I just released yesterday. And this book is going to contain over 30 different oils that you can learn a little bit more about so you can know which oil works best for your hair type. Because I mentioned a lot of different oils on my channel. I can tell you 100 different oils, but every oil is going to have some specific little things in it or some specific properties that will help with your hair care issues or with your hair loss issues or with your scalp issues. So the ebook that I launched yesterday is going to help with that, and it'll be on the site. Again, I will leave a link to all of this stuff I'm talking about in the description after this live is done. Okay? So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. We are growing, growing, growing. I'm so excited. If you would hit the like button, be sure to subscribe again if you have not. Don't want you to miss any of these lives. I give away so much information for the free, okay? For free, you're getting a lot of information. I'm giving more information than what I'm receiving in sales, okay? I just want y'all to know that. So I'm not doing this specifically for the money. This is my passion. This is what I love to do, okay? And that's it. If there are no questions, if those of you that are on are good and there's nothing else, then I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I have to go get my children from school shortly. So I just wanted to come on and do this quick little live. I'm going to edit this live and it'll probably be reposted as just a regular video without all the ums and me talking to people in between. It should be posted either by Saturday or sometime next week. Okay? All right, guys. So, like I said, again, thank you all for being here. I'm going to provide a link to everything that I mentioned today, all the recipes, all the recommendations. There will be a link to a PDF that you can grab for that information if you are interested. Instead of me trying to put everything in the description, I'm just going to put everything in a PDF file that you can download. Okay? All right. So thank you all again for spending time with me today. I appreciate it. And remember, as always, you deserve hair that is healthy and growing. It is my mission to help you get there. Okay. And until next time, you all be blessed. Have a great weekend and stay safe.